Okay, let's get into your reading, Sagittarius. I had to pull these cards twice. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Because the first time I turned them over, I started crying before I could even read them. And I couldn't trust that. I thought, no, get it together. Pull yourself back. Do it properly. So I shuffled again, and I pulled them again, and the exact same energy came flooding back. And I sat here with my hand over my mouth, and I knew, okay, whoever this is for, this one is real. This one matters. The message is incredibly clear. August 1st marks the start of a powerful new chapter. You won't want to miss this reading. Please stop before you do anything else. I need you to stop. Stop scrolling. Stop half listening while your mind runs through everything you still have to do today. Put down whatever is in your other hand. Close the 17 tabs. Silence the phone. Or at least turn it over, because what is about to come through in the next 30 minutes is not something you can receive with a divided heart. You have to be here, fully here, all the way here. And I know that's hard for you, because being fully present means feeling everything you've been running from. And you have gotten so good at running, but not today. Today you stay. I have been sitting with this energy for 4 days now. 4 days. And I want to be honest with you about what that's been like, because I don't think you understand yet how significant this is. I couldn't sleep. I would lie down at night and this pull would start. This insistent, undeniable pull, like someone tugging on my sleeve in the dark, saying, tell them, it's almost here. Tell them before the first. And I kept asking, before the first of what? And the answer that came back was so clear it frightened me. August 1st. Everything shifts on and around August 1st. And whoever needs to hear this needs to hear it now. While the window is still opening, while there's still time to position yourself in the doorway before it swings wide. I told myself I wasn't going to cry during this one. I really did. I promised myself I would hold it together, stay composed, be the calm channel. But when I sat down this morning and I opened myself up to your energy, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever time it is where you're sitting, it broke me open all over again because I felt it. I felt the whole weight of it. And I need to tell you what I felt before I touch a single card, because the cards will confirm it. But you deserve to hear it in plain words first. I felt exhaustion, but not the ordinary kind. Not the kind that a good night's sleep would fix. I felt the exhaustion of someone who has been carrying something invisible for so long that they've forgotten isn't part of their own body. The exhaustion of being the strong one, the dependable one, the one everybody leans on and nobody checks on. I felt what it's like to be the person who holds the whole room together while quietly coming apart at the seams where no one can see, to smile and say, I'm fine, when the truth is you haven't been fine in longer than you can remember, to answer, how are you, with something easy and light, while a whole ocean sits behind your eyes, waiting. I felt you keep going when everything in you wanted to stop. I felt the mornings you got up, not because you had energy, but because there was no one else who would. I felt the way you learned to function on empty, to give from a well that ran dry a long time ago, to pour and pour and pour, and never once let anyone see you check to see if there was anything left. I felt all of it. And before we go one step further, before I say anything else, I need you to hear this. You are seen, not by me. I'm just the one saying it out loud. You are seen by the universe itself, by whatever force it is that hangs the stars and turns the tides and coaxes a green shoot up through a crack in the pavement where nothing had any right to grow. That force has been watching you. It has not looked away, not once, not even on the days you were certain no one was watching at all. And it chose this exact moment, this specific window before August 1st, to reach through the screen and take your face in its hands and say, it's time. Your season is here. Everything is about to change. Before I pull anything, I have to honor where you've been. I can't rush you past that. Because where you're going is so extraordinary that if I don't first acknowledge how far you've already walked to get here, the magnitude of it will be lost on you. So cast your mind back, not to this week, not to this month. Go back further. Go back a year, 2 years, 5 if you can bear it. Think about who you were then. Think about what you were carrying that you've since learned to carry so smoothly that you forgot it was ever heavy. Think about the nights you lay awake asking the ceiling why it all had to be so hard, why everyone else seemed handed a manual you never received, why joy always seemed to hover just out of reach, close enough to see, never close enough to hold. Think about the love you gave that came back to you broken or didn't come back at all. The relationships you poured yourself into completely, holding nothing back. And still somehow it wasn't enough. Or worse, it was enough. It was more than enough. And the other person simply couldn't hold what you were offering. And you had to grieve twice. Once for them, and once for the version of you that believed fully and without armor that it would work. Think about the professional doors that shut in your face, the times you were passed over, overlooked, underestimated, watching someone who cared half as much and worked half as hard walk through the opening you'd been standing in front of for years. Think about swallowing that morning after morning and showing up anyway with a straight back and a steady face. Think about the money, the way it has followed you like a shadow that lengthens right when you need the light most. The nights it kept you awake, the choices it forced on you that broke something quiet in your chest. The way it made you feel like a failure when you were the furthest thing from one, and through every single piece of that, you kept going. I need you to really let that land, because you've never given yourself credit for it. Most people faced with just one of the things I've named close down, one heartbreak, one financial freefall, one professional humiliation, and they seal themselves off. They decide the world is cold, and they build the walls high, so high that nothing gets through. Not the pain, but not the love either. That's the trade most people make, but not you. You got hurt, and you stayed open. You got knocked flat, and you got back up every time. Even when getting up took everything you had, you cried more than anyone will ever know. In cars and bathrooms and the dark. And then you wiped your face and you kept believing in love, in possibility, in yourself. Even on the days yourself had let you down. That is not weakness. That is the rarest and most ferocious kind of strength there is. And the universe recorded every second of it. Now, I want to talk about this season specifically, about why August 1st, about what makes this window different from every other window, because something is happening right now, cosmically and energetically, that does not happen often. And the timing is not an accident. The energy I'm picking up as we approach the 1st is the energy of completion and rebirth at the same time. And I know that sounds like a contradiction. It isn't. Think of the exact hinge between the deepest part of winter and the first true breath of spring. The moment when the old dead matter breaks down and becomes the very soil that feeds the new green thing pushing up through it. Ending and beginning occupying the same instant in the same ground. That is where you are standing right now. That is what the 1st of August is bringing. Something in your life is completing something that has taken up space in your heart, in your calendar, in the story you tell yourself about who you are is finally fully closing. And I won't lie to you, a closing can feel like a loss. It can feel like grief, even when it's the most necessary thing that's ever happened to you. But hold on to this. Every door shutting right now is deliberately, precisely making room for the door that's about to open. This is not chaos. This is not bad luck arriving in a cluster. This is the most carefully orchestrated sequence of events the universe has ever built. And it built it for you. I'm also feeling the energy of revelation moving in around this date. Things that have been hidden. The truth about a person, the truth about a situation, the truth about your own buried potential are rising into the light, not to wound you, to free you, because you cannot walk toward your destiny while you're still confused about your reality. This is a clarity season, and clarity, even the uncomfortable kind, is always a gift when it comes. Don't flinch from it. Thank it. And there's something else, and it's specific, so lean in. Some of you have been living on the edge of a decision for months, maybe longer. You know exactly the one I mean. There's a change you know needs to happen. A job, a relationship, a place you live, a habit, a belief about yourself you've outgrown, and you've been standing on the threshold of it with one foot in and one foot out, frozen. Around August 1st, the freeze breaks, not because the fear vanishes. The fear may still be right there beside you, but a courage rises up in you from somewhere so deep you'll barely recognize it as your own, and you step through. And on the other side of that door is everything you've been quietly praying for in ways you couldn't even fully put into words. Before we pull the cards, if you feel that threshold in your own life right now, drop the word threshold in the comments. I want to know how many of you are standing in that exact doorway with me today. Let me take a breath. Let me connect all the way in. Wherever you are, whatever hour it is for you, I'm tuning to your specific frequency right now, opening myself as a channel for the message that belongs to you. And the energy that comes through is powerful and warm and gold. That golden quality I always associate with abundance arriving from somewhere you never thought to look. There's a sense of breakthrough in it, like a dam that's held back an enormous, beautiful, life-giving pressure for years, and it's finally beginning to release. Let's see what the cards have to say. This is the spread I'm calling the Golden Doorway spread. 5 cards for the 5 thresholds you're about to cross. The High Priestess reversed. Oh, the first card is the High Priestess reversed. And this is so exactly right for where you are that I actually laughed out loud when I turned it over. Do you know what this has been telling me for months? It's been telling me that for a very long time, too long, you've been ignoring your own intuition. Not because you don't have it. Your intuition is extraordinary. It's one of the sharpest instruments you own. But somewhere along the way, life taught you not to trust it. Maybe someone told you you were too sensitive, too much, too emotional. Maybe your gut led you somewhere painful once and you decided the whole instrument was broken. Maybe you were surrounded by people who rolled their eyes at your instincts, who laughed off your feelings, who made you feel foolish for knowing things you couldn't prove. And so you learned to override the knowing. You learned to live in your head, to analyze and rationalize and talk yourself out of every quiet prompting that tried to steer you. But here's what the card is showing me right now, and it's the whole point. That is over. The High Priestess is reversed, yes, but she is moving. I can feel the motion in this card, the turn back toward upright. And it means your intuition is coming back online, fully, powerfully, in a way that is going to genuinely astonish you, especially around and after the first. You're going to start having insights that feel almost supernatural in how accurate they are. You're going to know things before anyone confirms them. You're going to feel pulled in a direction your logical mind can't justify. And for the first time in years, maybe the first time ever, you're going to follow the pull. And where it takes you makes my heart lift. Because your intuition has always known the way. It knew it the whole time you were ignoring it. It just needed you to start listening again. Around August 1st, you start listening. The Ace of Pentacles. The second card, this one right here, is the Ace of Pentacles. And it is one of the most physically, tangibly abundant cards in the entire deck. It's the seed of material manifestation. It is the literal hand of the universe reaching down out of the clouds and placing into your open palm the beginning of something real, something you can touch, something that grows. I'm seeing new financial beginnings arriving for you. And I want to be specific because vagueness helps no one, and you deserve to know what to watch for. For some of you, this is a new stream of income, something you've been turning over in your mind, a side venture, a freelance thing, a creative offering you've been too afraid to launch. And around the first, it moves out of the realm of idea and into the realm of real. The first client, the first sale, the first undeniable piece of evidence that the thing you believed in is actually concretely viable. For others of you, this is an opportunity that lands seemingly out of nowhere, an offer for a role you never applied for, a collaboration someone brings to you, an introduction that turns into a contract, something that makes you stop and think, where on earth did that come from? And the answer is, it came from the universe, which has been quietly moving the pieces of your life into position while you were too busy surviving to notice. And for others still, this is a shift in your entire relationship with money, a debt cleared, a loan approved, a return finally showing on something you planted long ago, or simply, and maybe most importantly of all, a morning where you look at your account and for the first time in longer than you can remember, you don't feel that familiar drop of dread. You feel something else, something quiet, something that might even be peace. And remember, the Ace is a beginning, which means what's arriving financially is not one lucky event that comes and goes. It's the first domino in a long sequence of abundance, with a runway that stretches out further than you can see. You're planting something around August 1st that you'll be harvesting for years. So plant it consciously, plant it with intention, plant it believing all the way down that you deserve the harvest, because you do. The Six of Cups, the third card, brings tears to my eyes almost every time it shows up. And here it is, the Six of Cups, the card of return, of innocence, of the pure, unguarded, unarmored love you knew before the world taught you to protect yourself. In your reading today, this card is speaking about healing, deep, cellular, generational healing, something that has lived in your family line, some inherited pattern of lack, of struggle, of emotional unavailability, of love that came with conditions. It's breaking in you. You are the one. You are the generation who says, this stops here. This does not pass through me to the people I love. Do you understand the size of that? The weight of a pattern carried for decades, maybe centuries, and you're the one setting it down. Not with rage, not with blame for the ones who came before you, but with love and understanding and the hard-won wisdom of someone who finally saw the pattern clearly enough to choose something else. The Six of Cups is also pointing to a specific person from your past, someone you once shared something simple and real with before everything got complicated. I'm seeing a reconnection. It might be a literal person walking back into your life around the 1st. It might be a reconciliation with a family member you've been estranged from. A bridge you thought was burned, turning out to be standing after all. Or it might be you returning to a version of yourself, the you from before the walls went up, the you who still believed that love could be simple and people were fundamentally good. That version of you isn't dead. They've just been waiting patiently in a back room of your heart for you to come find them. And in this season, you do. If either of the last 2 cards has touched something in you, if you felt that seed of abundance land or that reconnection stir, pause right now and comment August 1st below so the universe hears you claim it out loud. There's power in saying yes to what's coming before it arrives. The last 2 cards are the ones I felt in the deck before I ever touched it. I knew it. I knew it was coming. The Sun. The 4th card is the Sun. And when the sun appears, there is no shadow on it, no asterisk, no quiet warning tucked into the corner. The sun simply means joy is coming, warmth is coming, success is coming. You are walking out of the dark and into a light so bright and so warm. You're going to feel it in your bones. But I want to tell you something about this card that a lot of readers skip past. Look at the child in it. Riding free, arms flung open, completely uninhibited. That child has survived a night. The sun only ever rises after darkness. That radiance, that uncomplicated joy, it belongs entirely to the ones who walked through the long night and kept moving toward morning anyway, which means it belongs to you in this season. I see you having moments of pure, uncomplicated joy, the kind you'd half forgotten was even possible. The kind that doesn't arrive with anxiety stapled to the back of it, that doesn't come with a nagging voice whispering, "It won't last. Brace yourself. Don't get comfortable." Just joy. Clean, simple. Yours, I see real laughter, the belly deep kind. I see celebration. I see you surrounded by people who genuinely love you, who genuinely see you, watching good things arrive, and for once letting yourself actually receive them instead of deflecting on reflex the way you've trained yourself to. The sun is also the card of visibility, of stepping out of hiding and being seen for exactly who you are. Some of you have been playing small for so long, dimming your own light so no one else felt threatened, softening your voice so everyone else stayed comfortable, hiding your gifts out of fear of what might happen if you finally showed them. Around August 1st, you stop hiding and the world doesn't punish you for it. The world responds, the world. And then, the final card, the world. I've been reading a long time. I've done more readings than I could ever count. And when the world arrives as the last card in a spread, I go still. Because the world means exactly what it sounds like. Everything is coming full circle. It's the final card of the major arcana, the card of completion, of total integration, of the moment when all the pieces of your life, the beautiful ones and the brutal ones, the chapters you're proud of and the ones you'd erase, the loves that lasted and the ones that shattered you, finally reveal themselves as parts of one coherent, intentional, breathtaking whole. You are walking straight toward that moment. What this card is telling me is that the life you've been trying to build, the one you've seen in your mind, dreamed about, prayed for, sometimes doubted was even real, that life is not a fantasy, it's a destination. And this season, right around the 1st, is the beginning of your arrival. The world also speaks about recognition, about the world around you finally acknowledging who you are and what you carry. For some of you, that comes literally a promotion, an award, a public moment of being seen. But for most of you, it's something more intimate and honestly more important. The people who matter most finally seeing you fully, finally understanding what you've been trying to say for years. And most powerful of all, you seeing yourself clearly, without the filter of everyone else's opinions, without the distortion of old wounds, without that cruel internal narrator that's been running commentary on your life for as long as you can remember. Just you seeing yourself through the eyes of the universe, which are the eyes of pure and total love and understanding. At last, I am exactly enough. I always was. The cards have spoken. 5 extraordinary cards for an extraordinary threshold in your life. But I'd be failing you if I stopped there, because knowing abundance is coming is only half the work. The other half is learning how to actually let it in. Here's the truth about abundance. It cannot arrive into a closed hand. And so many of us, after years of hoping and being let down, have learned to keep our hands closed. It's a protection. If you never reach out, you can never be left empty-handed. But a closed hand can't catch a gift either. So let me tell you how to open. Because the difference between the people whose lives transform this August and the people who watch the window pass is not luck. It's whether or not they open their hands. The first practice is radical self-permission right now in this season. Give yourself permission to want what you want without apologizing for it, to desire abundance without calling it greed, to want love without calling it neediness, to want recognition without calling it vanity. The universe does not punish desire. The universe responds to it. Your wanting is not the problem. Your wanting is part of the machinery. The second practice is clearing space. Abundance moves like water. It flows to the empty places. So look honestly at your life and ask where you're still gripping things you've already outgrown. The old story about who you are. The relationship that drains far more than it fills. The commitment you keep out of guilt. The belief you inherited from someone who was themselves afraid. Let them go, not with resentment, but with gratitude for what they taught you. And then let them go anyway. Empty space is not loss. Empty space is invitation. The third practice is present moment gratitude. And I don't mean the forced kind, where you grit your teeth and list things while everything inside you is screaming. I mean the kind where you catch in real time the small graces life is already handing you. The first warm sip of something in the morning. A song that finds you at the exact moment you needed it. A stranger's small, unexpected kindness. The particular way the light falls through a window in the late afternoon. Those small things are the universe practicing abundance with you, stretching your capacity to receive the bigger things on their way. Notice them, honor them, say thank you out loud. And the fourth practice, the most important one, is brave action. The high priestess told you your intuition is switching back on. The Ace of Pentacles handed you the seed of a real material beginning. The sun told you it's time to be seen. The world is calling you toward your fullest expression, but none of those energies can do their work while you stay frozen. You have to move. Take the call. Answer the email you've been avoiding. Start the project. have the conversation, book the appointment, make the change. I know you're afraid. I know the voice of doubt is loud, and I know that acting before you feel ready feels like stepping off a cliff into open air. But here's what nobody tells you about leaps of faith. The ground appears under your feet as you fall. You don't get to see it before you jump. You just have to jump. Around August 1st, jump. Before I close, I want to share what came through while I was holding your energy, because what I received wasn't only information. It was messages. Call them your higher self. Call them your guides. Call them the accumulated voice of every ancestor who lived and struggled and loved so that you could be sitting exactly where you're sitting right now. And these messages are for you specifically. The first message is, you have not been forgotten. I know how it's felt sometimes. I know there have been moments, maybe recently, when you looked at your life and then at everyone else's and felt something bitter rise up. Why not me? Why does it look so effortless for them? Why has my road been so much harder? Hear this clearly. You have not been forgotten. You have been prepared. There is an enormous difference between the two, and it's about to become obvious to you. The second message is, the love you gave out is coming back to you. All of it. Every time you showed up for someone who never showed up for you. Every time you forgave when you had every right to hold the grudge for the rest of your life. Every time you loved generously while your own heart was still bleeding from the last time you loved generously. None of it was wasted. The law of circulation is real, and it is carrying an enormous return with your name on it. The third message is, you are ready. I know you don't feel ready. You feel like you need more time, more healing, more certainty, more proof. But readiness is not a feeling. Readiness is a decision. And the universe is telling you that everything you need for what's coming, you already have. It's already inside you. It has been for far longer than you know. I want to leave you with something to carry. Not just today, but every time the doubt creeps back, every time the old fear rises, every time you're tempted to shrink back down into the familiar smallness. Your entire life is changing right now, in this season, around August 1st, not because of luck, not because of chance, because of every single thing you survived and refused to let close your heart, because of the courage it took to stay open through what would have sealed most people shut forever, because of the quiet, unglamorous, unwitnessed work you did on yourself in the moments no one else will ever see. This is your time, not someday, not once you've healed a little more, earned a little more, become a little more. Now, exactly as you are, exactly where you are. Put your hand on your heart right now. Feel it beating. That heartbeat is the universe's investment in you, and it never once stopped. Not even on the days you wished it would. It's beating right now with the full force of everything moving toward you. Say this with me. I am ready. I am open. I am worthy. And I receive. Say it until you believe it, and then live as though it's already true, because it is. I love you. I am so proud of you, and I'll be right here every step of the way. If this reading found you at exactly the right moment, and I think we both know it did, subscribe to Moonveil Tarot and ring the bell so the next message reaches you the instant the universe sends it through. Share this with someone whose heart needs to hear it before the first. And comment below, I am ready, I am open, I am worthy, and I receive. So the universe hears you claim it out loud. I read every single one, and I'll be looking for yours. Wherever you're watching this from, okay, stay open, stay grateful, and keep walking toward your light. This is your season now, not someday. The door is already opening, and everything you survived to get here is what's carrying you through it. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.